Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Yulfatun Naim. On this occasion, I will deliver a final project proposal presentation and detailed analysis of effectiveness and contribution of advertisement tax on original revenue of Demak District 2016 until 2020. In today's presentation, there are 7 discussion topics in my final project proposal. Namely, the first is the background, the formulation of the problem, the purpose and benefit of writing, the literature review, the methodology, the next is the research schedule, and the last is the reference. Then we start discussing for my final project proposal, namely the background. Indonesian address to the regional autonomy system in implementing its government according to the law number 32 of 2004 on regional government. Regional autonomy is the rights, authority, and obligation of an autonomous region to regulate and manage government affairs and the interests of the local community in accordance with law and regulation. With the existence of the regulation autonomy, it encourages regional governments to be independent in implementing their government. Herein, after law number 28 of 2009 concerning regional tax and regional levies, regional tax are divided into provincial tax and district or city tax. The focus in this research is on district or city tax in Demak, namely the advertisement tax. Demak is one of districts that quite developed in economy. Many entrepreneurs promote their business by placing advertisement, one of which is billboard. Therefore, this research is important to know to the realization of the advertisement tax revenue, which is useful for preparing advertisement tax revenue target for the coming year. The next is problem formulation. Based on the background and detail above, the problem to be examined can be formulated. Number 1 is how the advertisement tax revenue in the Demak Regency 2016 until 2020. Number 2, what is the contribution of advertisement tax revenue to the regional original revenue of the Demak Regency in 2016 until 2020. The next is the proposal of benefit of writing. Research objective. Based on the background and problem formulation above, the study aims to Number 1, to determine the effectiveness of advertisement tax revenue in the Demak Regency 2016 until 2020. Number 2, to find out the contribution of advertising tax revenue to the regional original revenue of the Demak Regency in 2016 until 2020. Research and benefit. The expected research benefit are: Number 1, this research is expected to add insight and knowledge as the basis for further understanding of the effectiveness and contribution of advertising tax on local revenue in the Demak Regency and can be used an additional laboratory and reference for further research. This research is expected to provide information and a contribution of idea to later be used as a strategy policy direction to spur the realization of tax revenue in the advertisement tax sector in the Demak Regency. The next is literature review. For the theoretical basis of my proposal, there is definition of tax. According to the law number 16 of 2009, are compulsory contribution to the state that are owed by private person or entities that are compelling under the law with receiving direct reciprocity and are used for state needs for the greatest welfare of the people. Next is tax function. According to the Martiasmo of the year 2018, which consists of budget function and function regulation. Next is tax collection procedure. Tax collection procedure, according to Martiasmo, the year of 2018, are divided into 3, namely the tax system, tax collection principle, and the system tax collection. The next is tax classification. Tax grouping is divided into 3, namely according to the group, and then according to the nature, and then according to the collecting institution. Next is regional income. According to the law According to the Law Number 30 of 2004 concerning financial balance between the central government and regional governments, regional revenue is the rights of the regional government which is recognized as an addition to net asset value in the period of the year concerned. The next is local tax. According to Law Number 28 of 2009 concerning regional taxes for regional leaves, local tax consists of provincial tax and regency or city taxes. Next is legal basis of local tax. According to Martiasmo, the year of 2018, state the legal basis for collecting regional tax and regional levies in Law Number 28 of 2009 concerning regional tax and regional levies. In the main discussion in this proposal is regarding to the advertisement tax, the foundation of the terror, namely, number 1, according to the Regency Regulation number 7 of 2015, advertising is an object, tools, action, or media which, according to its form, structure, and variety for commercial purpose, to introduce, recommends, or price certain goods, service, people. Next is the subject advertisement tax. There is individual or bodies that organize advertisement. The next is advertisement tax object, namely billboard, board, videotron, megatron, and the like, fabric, billboard, and others. The advertisement tax is calculated as 25% of the size of the volume, the advertisement multiplied by the rental value of the advertisement. The next is research methodology. In this research methodology, divide into four. First is the data classification. Data classification is further divided into two, namely the type of data according to its nature. The first is quantitative data. The quantitative data taken in this study are the emergency original revenue data and the target number, as well as a realization of advertising tax revenue in the Demak Regency in 2016 until 2020. Second is qualitative data. The qualitative data in this research is an overview and organization structure of the Regional Income and Asset Financial Management Agency, or BPKAD, of the Demak Regency. Then, the type of data according to the source. The first is primary data. Primary data taken in this study is the source of research data obtained direct from the original source, namely the result of interview with BPKAD employees of the Demak Regency. Second is secondary data. Secondary data of this research is the source of research data obtained by researchers indirectly through intermediary media. This secondary data in the form of regional original income data for 2016 until 2020 at BPKAD Demak Regency. Next is data collective method. In this method, I collect data through interviews conducted by asking questions orally to the leadership and employees of BPKAD Demak Regency, and documentaries by collecting documents in the form of the target and realization of the regional original revenue in Demak Regency for 5 years, namely 2016 until 2020. Next is the method writing. In this method, I use the description method, namely by presenting overview of the BPKAD district, and the exposition method by presenting the result of the calculation of the analysis of the effectiveness and contribution of advertisement tax to the regional original revenue in the Demak Regency 2016 until 2020. The last method is the method of data analysis. The first method is the advertising tax effectiveness analysis method. To determine the effectiveness level of advertisement tax collection, it can be calculated by the formula, namely the effectiveness or the advertisement tax is the same as the advertisement tax realization divided by the advertisement tax target multiplied by 100%. Then the conclusion is made by looking at the interpretation of the value of the effectiveness. The second method is advertisement tax contribution analysis method of local revenue. To measure how much to contribution overall of the advertising tax revenue to the regional original revenue of the Regency, the calculation is carried out with the formula. The advertisement tax contribution is the same as the billboard tax realization divided by the realization of the original regional revenue multiplied by 100%. On this result can be concluded by looking at the classification table of contribution criteria. Next is research schedule. Submission of the final project title is carried out in the first week of May. The writing of proposal and social guidance is carried out on the second week of May. Research permits application, data collection, and data processing are carried out in the third week of May, and so on as in the table. Next is the reference. Then I took there are 5 laws of regulation of local governments, the 2 in the form of book and 3 journals. That's all my presentation. I apologize if there is a mistake. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.